David Benavidez keeps saying he wants to fight you, he wants to fight Artur Beterbiev. I've seen a lot of interviews, he brings up the sparring that you guys had, and he says based off of that, he's very confident that he would beat.
David Benavidez recently leaked interesting details about a sparring session between him and Bivol. Benavidez also hinted that he's interested in fighting Dmitry Bivol, the same guy who beat Canelo Alvarez.
In boxing fans, because you'd avenge where Canelo fell short?
Yeah, and I think that would just solidify myself as the best of my generation if I beat the guy everybody wants to fight.
Bivol dismissed the sparring and said that it didn't prove that Benavidez was the better fighter.
I remember it was some of good moments from my side, some good moments from his side. But you know, it's sparring. It's sparring.
There's plenty of drama brewing between these two, especially considering a potential future fight. So what did they say about one another? Stick around and watch as we find out in today's video. David Benavidez has long wanted to fight Canelo Alvarez in perhaps the biggest fight of his career. He has long called out Canelo to fight him, but that has turned out to be fruitless. Benavidez then made an unexpected decision to move up to the light heavyweight division and fight Oleksandr Gvozdyk, a fight which he won via unanimous decision. Many felt that after this victory, the Mexican monster would once again call out Canelo to a fight. And while he is still open to that fight, it looks like Benavidez has now set his sights on his next opponent, Dmitry Bivol. Benavidez will be interested in challenging for a belt at the 175-pound division, and with Bivol set to take on Artur Beterbiev at the end of the year, Benavidez is already staking a claim on this fight.
I've sparred Bivol a lot, yeah, so I know what happens in those sparring sessions, so yeah, I can beat him. I can knock him out. I feel like I have only 4 fights left at the super middleweight. The only reason I stayed along for so long because I wanted to make this fight happen for sure. And then since I'm already there, you know what I mean, I might as well just try to make these.
David Benavidez has always expressed his interest in making the best fights for his fans. And so a fight with Bivol would attract plenty of eyeballs. This will only be Benavidez's second fight in the division, and he already wants to firmly stamp his foot in this new weight class, home to some of the best fighters in the world. And if Bivol manages to defeat Beterbiev in their upcoming fight, this would be an added bonus for the young boxer. In a recent interview, the Mexican monster expressed his interest in fighting Bivol next. He also discussed his experiences sparring with him. Benavidez emphasized the realistic possibility of this matchup happening soon due to recent developments. Initially, it seemed challenging to secure a fight with the winner of the bout between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol due to their fights being scheduled in the Middle East. However, the shift to a card in August involving Terence Crawford has opened up new opportunities. Benavidez recounted his conversation with his promoter, expressing optimism about the fight's potential. He mentioned that after his next victory, he would be positioned as the #1 contender to face the winner of the Beterbiev-Bivol fight. When asked about a possible match in August, Benavidez revealed that the discussions did not progress far, but mentioned an interesting proposal to fight Crawford at 160 pounds, which he found unrealistic due to his inability to make that weight. He highlighted the enthusiasm and effort to arrange significant fights, underlining the high-profile nature of the upcoming cards and the integration of PBC fighters, promising an exciting future for boxing fans.
I'll tell you, he did mention me one fighter. He wanted me to go down to 160 to fight Crawford. I'm like, bro, I cannot do that.
160?
Yeah. I mean, if I would be able to make 160, that would have been a...
Reflecting on his sparring sessions with Bivol, Red Flag offered insights into their contrasting styles. Bivol, he noted, is a skilled boxer who moves well and is solid defensively, whereas Beterbiev is relentless, taking and delivering heavy shots. He acknowledged Bivol's power, suggesting that if Bivol maintained his distance and used his jab effectively, he stood a good chance against Beterbiev. However, he also recognized Beterbiev's formidable knockout power, making the fight a compelling contest.
Bivol has the power to hurt Beterbiev because Beterbiev has been hurt by Bosnian or Alexander. So, and then Bivol, as far as both, Bivol cracks harder than Alexander.
Addressing the hypothetical scenario of him defeating Bivol, Benavidez expressed that it would be a significant achievement, especially for Mexican boxing fans, as it would avenge Canelo Alvarez's loss to Bivol. Such a victory would solidify Benavidez's status as one of the best fighters of his generation. He concluded by reaffirming his dedication to training, assessing the boxing landscape, and pursuing his dreams with unwavering determination.
I worked hard my whole life to make my dreams come true. Now that I'm here making my dreams come true, I'm just gonna elevate my dreams and, make bigger dreams and bigger goals for myself, and I will accomplish.
Benavidez does seem eager to return to the ring quickly and take on his next opponent. Bivol, too, wouldn't mind fighting Benavidez. In an interview, Bivol addressed the remarks made by David Benavidez regarding their past sparring sessions and the possibility of a future fight. Bivol began by acknowledging that he heard about Benavidez's comments, though he hadn't watched the interviews himself. He respects Benavidez as a fighter, noting that his eagerness to fight top contenders like himself and Artur Beterbiev signifies Benavidez's confidence and ambition. Bivol recalled their sparring sessions, highlighting that they had a few rounds together. He remembered having good moments, as did Benavidez, but emphasized that sparring is fundamentally different from actual fighting. During sparring, fighters try out specific strategies and techniques under their coach's guidance, which doesn't always translate directly to a real fight situation. When discussing Benavidez's frustration with not getting significant fights, Bivol sympathized with his situation. He noted that the move up in weight by Benavidez, largely due to the inability to secure a fight with Canelo Alvarez, seemed like a necessary step given the circumstances. Bivol supported Benavidez's decision to keep moving forward and not wait indefinitely for a particular fight to materialize.
Not maybe, he knows something, this is why he moved up. And he's a big guy. It's a decision of his team, and I respect his decision.
Bivol then addressed his plans, stating that he currently has no intention of moving down to 168 pounds to pursue an undisputed title in that weight class. His contract and future plans are aligned with fights that keep him in his current weight class, with no immediate intentions of chasing a rematch with Canelo or dropping weight for a new challenge. He confirmed that his focus remains on his existing commitments and the potential undisputed fight at light heavyweight, rather than looking for other opportunities at different weights. Regarding his career trajectory, Bivol mentioned that he had considered various paths, including a possible drop to 168 pounds earlier in his career. However, those plans didn't come to fruition, and now his focus is firmly set on his current weight class and the goals within it. He expressed no desire to wait for too long or let other potential fights dictate his career path. Bivol also shared his thoughts on moving up to cruiserweight, acknowledging that while he has sparred with cruiserweights and feels capable of handling their punches, his primary goal remains to achieve undisputed status at light heavyweight. He wants to remain focused on this goal before considering any move up in weight.
Yeah, I could handle the punches, I see the speed. But I made a lot for 175. I want to be focused on this, and I don't want to look.
David Benavidez isn't the only one who called out Bivol. His father, Jose Benavidez Sr., also wants to see his son fight the light heavyweight champion.
Look, we're trying to look for the bigger fighters, the dangerous fighters, the fighters that nobody really wants to face. So those are the ones that we're...
In the interview, Jose expressed excitement and confidence about David's readiness to face top-tier opponents like Bivol, especially given their previous sparring sessions. Jose Benavidez emphasized the rigorous preparation David underwent for his recent fights, highlighting their commitment to proving David's prowess in the new division at 175 pounds. He noted that David's upcoming fight against Gvozdyk was crucial, as it served to demonstrate his capability and dominance in this weight class. Jose acknowledged the significance of their sparring history with Bivol, recalling that they had sparred about 6 years ago. He praised David's performance during those sessions, indicating that David looked spectacular even back then against a formidable opponent like Bivol, who was already a recognized fighter at the time. This past experience gives them confidence, but Jose also recognized that sparring and actual fights are different scenarios. Jose addressed the prolonged wait for a fight with Canelo Alvarez, stating that their focus has shifted towards other significant opportunities. He emphasized that fighting and defeating Bivol, who has victories over notable fighters like Canelo Alvarez and Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, would be a monumental achievement. Beating Bivol would position David as one of the top fighters, validating his status by defeating someone who conquered the face of boxing. Jose once again articulated their strategy of seeking out the most challenging and dangerous opponents, those whom other fighters might avoid. This approach is driven by their desire to establish David as the best in both the 168 and 175-pound divisions. They aim not only to win, but to deliver spectacular performances that leave no doubt about David's abilities. Looking ahead, Jose expressed high expectations for David's upcoming fights. He reiterated their goal to look impressive and potentially achieve knockouts, although their primary focus remains on delivering dominant and noteworthy performances. Jose's confidence in David's potential reflects their broader ambition of continuous improvement and relentless pursuit of excellence in boxing. A potential fight between David Benavidez and Dmitry Bivol would help the Mexican monster significantly test his skills at light heavyweight before he decides to capture all the belts. Fans, too, would be excited about this fight happening, and it would elevate Benavidez's status as a top fighter. But what are your thoughts on this fight? Who would win this one? Let us know in the comments. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.